Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Talking shit, the last talking shit of 2024. What an eventful year it's been for many companies, people, projects. On the personal level, I have had a lot of the projects go to shit. The Corvette came back, blew up. The GT500 motor got put in, swapped to T56. Motor stopped making power, found out there was valve train issues, found out the motor was assembled like shit, and now it is probably going to get sold now that it has a low compression illuminator in there. I got Hush Money's cage done all in this year, and I bought and started modifying a 2013 GT to basically attempt to show you how to maybe build the car as if you were to do it if it was your own car. Now, recently I suffered a decent failure when it comes to the drive shaft, killing the transmission case and taking chunks out of the motor out. A couple of you have suggested to weld the ears back in, and you know what? I'll take a look at it once I take the transmission out of it. I just have a, that is like, maybe it'll happen tomorrow. Maybe I'll take the trans off tomorrow and assess the damage and get the transmission over to Jacob Harvey the hour late this week and see if he could, swap the internals to a new case. But today what we're going to talk about is Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company had probably one of the worst last 2 years of any American car manufacturer, with its losing billions of dollars in the EV game. Every move seems to be a step backwards, a record number of recalls, and then to top it all off, yesterday, their account either got hacked or they had a rogue employee go nuts and post on their Twitter like, fuck Israel, free Palestine, eyes on Gaza, fuck, like super anti-Semitic stuff on their X account. They did remove the post. They did say, hey, by the way, this wasn't us. Ford Motor Company wasn't actually posting that stuff on X, but it's sort of like a symbol of what their quality control has been for the last couple of years. Now, we'll talk about what I think they need to do to fix it. And I'll give you an analogy as to, how they should fix it, but not before we have Mr. Bill O'Reilly for the final time in 2024 tell us to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
And for the last time in 2024, we're going to thank the sponsors that really stuck it out, made a difference, are absolute baller contributors to the show in one way or another. We're going to start with PMAS, Nick James and PMAS. That's right, Nick James and PMAS. He has allowed to give away a couple of $1,000s worth of cold airs, parts, or whatever you wanted to get throughout the year. Super good partnership, the best cold air intake. Every time you ask me about cold air intakes, there is only one, and it is PMAS, Nick James and PMAS. DNAPperformance.com. That's right, if you're going to buy any parts anywhere, DNAPperformance.com is where you're going to get your parts. You're not going to go anywhere else. You're not going to go to any other parts house. You're going to go there, and if you spend up to $1,000, you get a free Amory cup, and tell him, hey, you're an Amory member, and he'll probably give you a bit of a discount. Belak Industry, it's Caleb backwards. And if you sell drugs, this is the wheel to get. It's not Balak, it's not Belak, it's Caleb backwards, Belak. Parts.com, Parts Farm. They're getting some nice stuff in. Homeboy got taken for a ride on a notchback. Never buy a car south of Boca. He learned the hard way, but they're still out there providing used late model Mustang parts at a pretty good price. And Two Auto Solution, Rami's at Auto Solution in Puerto Rico. He's still hustling. He's gonna grind it out. He's been through some, I don't want to say tough times, but trusting people is extremely tough when you employ somebody, and then you got competition talking shit about you all the time. So he's experienced a little bit of everything in the industry down in Puerto Rico. Let's say hi to the people here, then we'll talk some shit for a couple of an hour and a half. Joe Switch, Steve Sikorsky, Cody Jones, Stuart D. Dixon, Clint Stroke, Ken McAllister, Andy Ali, Hung Solo, Turvy Innovations Racing gave us an update on the haircut, and it is as good as you think it's gonna be. Turvy Innovations haircut is pretty phenomenal. Andy Ali a couple of times, D-Rock Fox, Douche, Machina, Hey Heath, Big Pops, Diego, Coyote Kelly, Mark Richardson, Bryson Whip putting up the Patreon links, therichprince.com/YDBT. You're going to go there. We're going to always show richprince.com/YDBT. Why? Because one, I get paid. Two, they are the place to get your merch, stickers, stickers, long sleeve, short sleeve, hoodies, you name it, get stuff there. I get a commission, and you support someone that has been super solid and dedicated a whole page of their website to us. back on the people. Valley 10 speed, John Bonanno, SVT mile an hour. What's up, SVT? Your headers should be there next week. I got them boxed up, got them shipped out today. I apologize for any delays. Phil Fez, JD Swag, Ants 19, Coyote, Bryson Witt, Harley Taquachimbo, Nardi Mercado, Mike S. Oh my God, this thing skipped everything. Holy shit. Mike S, JD Swag, Boosted 16 GT, Harley Jet Sled, OEM Spec. I could have sworn that said Ozempic. Like when I looked at it real quick, I thought it said Ozempic, but it's OEM Spec. Let me move you a little higher. Oh, no. There we go. A little higher so that it's not by my arm. Nathan, Dre Day, Ian Martha, Mr. Publix himself, YouTube Corp and Free Speech, Slow 99, The Menace, Tony Dominguez, Merca, Supreme, Joshua EPA, Tony Dominguez, JD Swag, Ivan D, Ignacio Ramirez, Grande Macchiato, CMD, Dre Day, deleted a message. Why you deleting messages, bro? Just let it ride, brother. Let it ride. Turviate again. Croqueta de jamon. Ew. B. Lavesh. Fast Rider. EPA. Redbird. Patrick. Andrew Martin. Nick. Oscar. Smudgy. Merc Stang. James. Dre Day a couple of times. Is Puerto Rico still without power? No idea. TDP. Steven Contreras. JD Swag. Cocard. EPA. Kyober Souza. And the Sean Official. And all the usual suspects that make the show go. No. Okay. I'm going to give you a quick analogy as to how Ford can fix this. And I'm going to give you an analogy to sports. Anytime a sports team, and again, I am a fan of Ford, okay? I have 3 Ford vehicles, Fairmont, 2 S197s. I'm a fan, and I don't want to see them fail. And I think there were 1 year, actually, 2023 is when they last had a viable, decent vehicle. You could get the Mach 1, you could get the GT. In 2020, you could get a GT. In 2022, you can get a GT 500. In a 2020, you can get a GT 350. So between 2020 and 2023, they had a lot going on, in my opinion. Then the competition went away. Camaro went away. Charger, Challenger went away. They might come back in a CUDA form or whatever, but who knows? Or a, what's the other car that they're rumoring to bring back? The Magnum or some other funky unit. I thought they were going to take off. Oh, we have no competition now. We own the space. We're going to get after it. We're going to win. We're going to just make you badass cars. No. He started offering $300,000 weird shit. He started pushing electric stuff hardcore. They lost, I think, don't quote me on this, $5 billion in the last, a year and a half in the electric car field. And they tried to, eventually that's going to come off the top. You can, I guess, separate it to make it look good on paper, but the company itself lost money on the product. So let's say, for example, you're the Yankees and you're a Yankee fan. You remember the Paul O'Neill days, the Bernie Williams days, the Mariano Rivera days, the Roger Clemens days. Okay, the Chuck Knobloch throwing it into the stands from second base. They were the Red Sox's daddy. I mean, they pretty much were the last couple of years. But like back then in the 90s, the Yankees were the shit, right? Then it all fell apart after George Steinbrenner passed away. The GM, he was the guy, the owner. He ran the show. We're gonna win no matter what. Hank took over, and you could see once they started making certain moves, the Yankee fans don't really have a patience, right? They don't have patience. They're like, wait a minute, we're used to winning. So any move you make, we're going to highly scrutinize. Coaches didn't make it long. If you fucked up a couple of times, they wanted you out of there. Last year, they thought they were going to get Juan Soto, and they were going to pay him $700 million. They thought they were going to have something viable. But the fans are very quick to criticize the team. You go on any news network in New York, they criticize the ever-living shit out of the Yankees because it's a winning organization and they don't want them going the way of the Patriots. The Patriots were the top of the heap for like 15 years, and now they are literally like trashed because ownership, coach, Brady, So what do? You're Ford Motor Company. Do you, if you've been losing the last 2 years, do you blame anybody else but leadership? Who do you blame in a team when the team is failing? The coach. You take the coach and you fire him. Why do you fire the coach? Because the methodology, the way they're moving, the way they're structuring the company, the spokespeople, they're like oblivious to what's happening. And everyone that's a Ford fan, and I guess I'm the most vocal because I'm the most visual or visible, I'm going to be out there criticizing because I know they could do better. 2015 to 2020, the Gen 2 era, forget the GT, 2015 Mustang GT, GT350, and GT500, that era. And, you know, at the same time, later on, you had the 10R80, which is a great roll transmission. Doesn't do shit for drag racing, but for roll stuff, it's pretty crazy. Hell, 15 to 23, think of it as the dominant era of Mustangs. Gen 2 all the way to 2023 Gen 3. It was pretty dominant. Like, you weren't really comparing Mustangs against Camaros. No, Mustangs were out there racing on a roll. You know, halfway decently built GTRs. They were punching way above their weight class. So that era was great. Farley steps in, and then it just sort of, I don't know, goes away. Like in mid 2021, 2022, you kind of started seeing quality control be an issue. You kind of started seeing people just kind of like not really having a confidence in the product. Blocks weren't round. I know Farley is not out there machining stuff. You got to understand. You got to send a message, and you got to get rid of leadership. You have to get rid of leadership. If leadership is failing the company, you have to fire it. How do you think by doing the same thing over and over, you're going to have a different outcome? That is the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and thinking you're going to have a different outcome. Farley has to go. Maybe he's not the direct cause of it, but it will show the shareholders and the people that have stake in the company that you're trying to right the ship. And if you're not trying to right the ship, by keeping him on, you are sending a message to everyone that fucked with Ford. If you don't fire leadership, then we can't expect anything different from you. And if you keep putting out products that the general company, the general racing community doesn't want. And again, I don't represent the Ford Ranger people, the F-150. I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. Mustang is all I give a fuck about. Nothing else matters. F-150, whatever. The Taquaches love it, so they can have it. But I think they should fire Jim Farley. And I've been saying that for a while now. I've been highly critical. If he was doing everything right, guys, I wouldn't even have his name come out of my mouth. I go, no, he's doing great. No problem. The company's rocking and rolling. They're making good products. Maybe sales are slow, but it's not a failure of leadership. When he was pushing EV stuff hardcore, then he does a 180 and says, I don't want to build boring cars anymore. Then he flips again and says, the Chinese electric car I'm driving is phenomenal. I don't want to give it up. Symbolism. If you go out there and tout a Chinese product as good, you make everyone that is America Ford look stupid because you are the leader of a juggernaut of a company and you're praising Chinese products. Even if it's good, shut the fuck up. There's certain things that I think are really good that are anti something my interest. I don't go out there and start saying, this is great. I think we should have more of this. No. If you fucked with Ford and if you represent Ford, you praise Ford. You don't praise a Chinese manufacturer. But the problem is the way globalism and it's intertwined, whatever. Now, with the incoming administration, I wonder, because EPA made a couple of decisions after the Chevron deference, whatever you want to call it, decision by the Supreme Court, that it could get knocked down. Anything that the EPA instituted after that decision can be null and void by the incoming administration via maybe executive orders. So fueling standards, they went ahead and pushed no new gas cars by 2030 something, 35 I think, in California. Imagine you live in California. It's 2035 and you can't buy a new Mustang because it's gas powered. You can't buy you can't buy anything new in California that is a vehicle new that has a gas engine in it, including hybrids. Mind blowing. Unless there's a percentage, maybe I have to read the intricacies of it, but I'm not aware exactly. But it says no new gas powered vehicles being sold in California. I guess you're grandfathered in 2034, but that's 10 years from now. And you think, oh, that's such a long time from now. No, the fuck it's not. I remember 2015 like it was yesterday. And now it's 10 years later, 2025, making 10 years since I've lived in Florida, close to 10 years that I've worked for Lund Racing. 2025 is going to be interesting. And if Ford doesn't fire Jim Farley soon, we can't expect Ford to do anything better in 2025. So yeah, imagine being a car guy and living in California. That is crazy. So what I'm expecting to see here in Florida is new vehicles that are high end. They always end up here. The newest Lambo ends up on the streets. The newest Ferrari ends up on the street. The Lamborghini truck ends up on the street. Cybertruck is all over the place. So when they start announcing new Billy Badass vehicles, I pay attention because I'm going to see them on the street. I live in a decently well-to-do area. Palm Beach County, it's like top 5 in the U.S. for everything. Living, schools, earnings, you name it. So I'm going to pay attention. I do not see any 2024 GTs. I see more Cybertrucks than GTs or Dark Horses. I see more Model Ys, Model 3s. I see more Tesla Plaid S's than any Dark Horse. Imagine, I see more $80,000 to $90,000, 1,000 horsepower electric cars in Florida than a Dark Horse or a 24 and up GT. So unless, that tells me a lot. That's like, it's like this area, because it's well-to-do, they'll buy the latest and greatest just to flex. When the CT5 Blackwing came out, everywhere. When the C701 came out, everywhere down here. When the C801 comes out, I guarantee you I'm going to come across 10 of them at a Cars and Coffee here. They're going to buy them ASAP. So if I don't see any Dark Horses on the street or 24 GTs on the street, that tells me that Ford is not putting out a product that the vast population of V8 rear-wheel drive vehicles wants what they're offering. Crazy, crazy stuff. Thank you, Fly Jock. Are we looking to fuck or what? How's it going? Wishing you a happy new year and some new Toto coming your way. Working on it, brother. It's crazy. Comes in waves. Toto comes in waves. And you have to be positioned to ride that wave. You know what I did this week since I had the whole week off? I literally bought furniture. I was like, you know what? I want a nicer couch. I want a nice area rug, some end tables, some lamps, paint the living room. And you know what? Son of a bitch, it's actually nice to be in there. So if some girl wants to come over and we can smash on the new couch and then move it over to the bed, it's all good. Before I had a sectional situation and it wasn't great because Tony kind of took it over. But now this shit is crispy. So that's kind of what I did. I kind of concentrated on the home life. Now, the home buying stuff is looking promising. I have secured private lending, so I don't have to worry about bank stuff. Now I have to just concentrate on a house that I like, and my budget is up to like $525,000. Like $525,000, full stop. That's probably where I'm not comfortable spending more money, but obviously you got to have a big chunk down. So this week and a half, I've progressed a lot in just the little shit that you miss out on during the work day. And then by the time you're 4:30, 5 o'clock, then the gym, come back 6, 7 o'clock, you're done. You're not looking to do anything. This week and a half was sorely needed and I got a lot of shit done. But the Toto comes in waves and you got to be ready to ride that wave when it comes up. New Jersey about to be without power like Puerto Rico. There's a serious storm upon us. When do you go back to tuning? Thursday, January 2nd, we'll be back. Be patient. There's going to be a lot of shit we got to catch up on. We probably won't be caught up for a week or two. Maybe that hacking X has something to do with it. So let's go there. I'll show you what happened on X. And I got notified by a follower on email, and they were like, dude, did you see what happened with Ford? And then I posted it on Instagram, and this is the good thing about posting on Instagram. You see the fucking retards come out, and you know who to unfollow and who to block. Anyone that pops off on some dumb shit, they're gone. I don't want to be 1 degree separated away from you. So right here, Ford social media intern from Dearborn, Michigan forgot to switch accounts. They were being funny. All eyes on Gaza, says, 6 minutes ago. Then 2 minutes later, Israel's a terrorist state, and then free Palestine. That's literally what someone put on the official Ford Motor Company X account. And then if you go to Ford Motor Company, they actually put up a little disclaimer like, hey, by the way, our X account was briefly compromised and 3 posts were made that were not authorized or posted by Ford. They do not represent the views of Ford Motor Company. Ford and X are investigating this breach. I hope they show photos. Yes, there we go. And there was another one where on the bio, like the bio of Ford, it was like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this. Now, this is an interesting thing. Apparently, this is something I did not know. Ford Oshkosh vehicles. There's something that there's a what is, let me look it up on my phone here. So there is a vehicle that the IDF is Israeli Defense Force or whatever. I guess there's a vehicle that they buy a lot from Ford, and it is called the Ford's Sandcat Tigris. Here we go. Ford Sandcat Tigris. Ford Sandcat. And I guess the Sandcat is something that the IDF buys a lot and they have a lot of. And I guess, I don't know, I'm suspecting that they ended up seeing that Ford fucks with, IDF and sells them stuff. And they were like, yeah, fuck all that. So this is based off of a, I think, F-350 situation. The Plazan Sandcat family, known for its quality modular design as a leader. So this is what, they fucks with over there. So this is basically built on a Billy Badass Ford chassis. And according to the post, they think that might have had something to do with it. The fact that Ford, bring that over here. Bring that bitch over here, brother. So I'm going to read real quick what the Ford Sandcat is. Let me go back here. The company trades in Israel, and in 2023, Israeli military began using Ford's Sandcat Tigris 4x4 armored vehicles. Many have been deployed as part of the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas being fought in the Gaza Strip. It comes at the end of the year that Ford faces a series of financial problems. The company's profits decreased by 25% in the third quarter of 2024 compared to the same price in 2023. It also revealed it faced almost a $5 billion loss on electric vehicles program this year. This is a Billy Badass. So I guess maybe somebody found out that Ford, provides the chassis and other stuff for Plazan to build these fucking badass looking trucks, right? Like this is a bad bitch. So I guess, maybe speculation, somebody didn't like that, got a hold of the X account and started talking all that shit. But it was very interesting nonetheless to see. Ford, too, got comfortable on top and started slacking harder than someone living in Mission, Texas. Cocar Dude, what were you saying on the past stream about issues with Gen 3 crank sensors not fitting correctly? Gen 3 crank sensors not fitting correctly. I don't remember that. The Yankees wouldn't fuck with Pedro Martinez. Baseball, the steroid days. The steroid days were the best. People talk about Shohei Ohtani, 40-40, 50. Jose Canseco on steroids was doing that. Ford stock never goes anywhere. I've been a shareholder since 2005. Alex, right before New Year's. Exactly. Cocardo compared to the GM stock. Comment for comment's sake. Leadership, Justin says, comment for comment's sake. Leadership 101, bad leaders make bad decisions. Cheers, everyone, says Michael Hadzicki. Ford can fix this easily. Give the people what they want. Ford can fix this easily, says David Gonzalez. Give the people what they want. Speak and hear the customer. You are Ford, not a luxury brand that sells due to its name. Farley is out there making calls on budget cuts. How far off is the first gen from that dominance? So I think in 2014, they sold a lot of units. And the 2015 unit numbers are skewed because 2015 became a global car. 11 to 14, all they sold was in the U.S. and 15 and up, they sold globally. So the number was higher in terms of sales, but I think U.S. numbers were on par with Gen 1 stuff. I'm talking about the tuning stuff. Like we literally were going 7s, like 8s stock motor, 1,000 horsepower stock motor, studded. So stoked. Okay. And it was the best. Now you have to hope your Whipple rotors don't rub and they pay you off by sending you another blower. How come you never hear of Whipple rotor failures? They just send them another blower. It's all good. this is an interesting thing I thought about today. I said, Alex, since the 2650 has been introduced, how many generations of rotor has Whipple changed? Go ahead, guys. Do some thinking. When was the 2650 introduced? You could say 2016, 2017. Since 2016, 2017, how many iterations of rotor has Whipple changed? I would say 3. Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6. Right? They went from a front feed in 2015, 2.9. Then they did a Gen 2 or Gen 3 rotor pack in the same similar design, changed the case a little bit. Then they went to a Gen intercooler on top, Gen 5, right? That one was, and then Gen 6. And the 2650 has been a 2650 since that time. It has not changed. So I wonder why Whipple still needs to keep changing their designs. And what happens with the Eaton 2650? People just make different cases around that blower. Case in point, Kong Performance released a supercharger for the Hellcat Bros. You can incorporate the stock lid, but it is a 2650. Now this is going to be a problem. You as a Hellcat owner who are paying $2,000 a month at 45% interest rate on that charger that now has 100,000 miles, you're gonna go, wait a minute, my supercharger makes power. IATs aren't an issue. It has a factory interchiller, da-da-da-da-da. Why do I need a 2650? To me, it's for the racer. And the whine it'll make a whining sound, but nothing like the stock blower. So people are gonna go, why do I need a 2650? It's gonna make more power. The higher you rev it, the more power it makes. So I am blown away that the Eaton 2650 has kept the same rotor pack design since 2016, 2017. And we are now on Gen 6 of the iteration of the Whipple rotor pack. And D-Rock Fox says Gen 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 different rotor designs to compete with the same motherfucking 2650. And you guys wonder why I always say the 2650 in our power range is King Daddy. Dumb and Dumber, Turvy's 2 references personalized. I thought the same thing. Now their rotor pack is called Pack X, Pack Y, Pack Z, Pack Alpha. It's like generations. Nicerist, exactly. Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Whipple. The parts fun. Parts fun, parts fun. Thank you so much for the parts fun. I bet the Sandcat has no emissions parts. The website even resembles Ford's. Steroids saved baseball. Absolutely. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire steroided to the fucking max. Guys, I'm trying not to get copyrighted. So let me see what I can find. Okay, this is MLB. I don't want to play that because I'll get copyrighted ASAP. Okay, so here, they'll literally like no monetization. So let me see if I can see it here.
15.
Okay, that's not it. No. What I'm looking for is Mark McGwire faced Randy Johnson, a guy who lived in the 99 mile an hour range and then some.
And Randy.
Okay, this is a short from Hey Wanna Play, so maybe they won't copyright this. This is the peak, in my opinion, of the steroid era. Mark McGwire, unregulated, jacked to the gills, a 6'9" or 6'10" lefty throwing 100, and a 260-pound, 6'4" man with a bat hits it to Bolivian.
Nods no. Now all right, the 3-2 pitch to McGwire. Swing and a high fly ball belted. And I mean belted deep to left field into the upper deck. My, oh my.
Look at that motherfucker. Look at this guy. 6'4", super jacked, hitting a bomb off of a fucking 100-mile-an-hour guy. And I'm like, that's when I started watching baseball. Like, badass shit. Then now we have to be amazed at a 420-foot home run. Sorry, bring steroids back. This is just sad to see. Wasn't just steroids, they had the whole chemistry set going. Hell yeah, I can't wait to see the gains. Do that 2650 wine. Do that 2650 wine on the stock blower. That's going to be a problem. The 2650 is going to make more power, but it's going to be quieter. So what's going to happen if you're a fucking retard Hellcat owner, which most of you are retards? You're going to put it in and go, hey man, this thing don't make that. I wanted to go. See, I thought this was going to happen, right? You said this 2650 is going to make more power, right? So I roll up to the joint and it's going, no problem. So I thought with the 2650, it's going to go, nope. It goes, makes a bunch of power and it's fairly quiet. And you're going to go, I don't want this. And that's going to be the issue with shops. They're going to go, damn, it makes more power. I showed you it makes 60 more horse on the same boost. Why are you tripping? Because I wanted to go, stupid. No, that Mach-E is a pile of, okay. Root Beer 19. Can we talk about how HP Tuners is run by wealthy boomers who are happy as long as it doesn't rain on their days off? You know what? I don't know about that. To be honest with you, I don't know who runs HP Tuners. I don't know who the top dog is. Senior would. But I don't have any inside baseball. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to know. Look, I work for Lund Racing. They trust me so much. They allow me to work from West Palm Beach. They're out of the Tampa area. They know I'm not going to fuck them. They know that I'm going to represent their product well. I'm going to do my job. I have not taken days off, like much. The only days off I take is when Senior calls me and goes, take a fucking day. Or I said, I'm taking a whole week and a half around Christmas. He goes, yeah, but it's July. Take a day or two. And I'm like, nope. There's tunes to fucking do. So there's a different mindset over here. So I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, so I am like on the outside. I'm just an employee, man. I work for Lund Racing. So like the inside baseball stuff, I don't know. This is why, because if I know it, I will criticize it to death. Because if I know how some of those mechanisms work, I'm going to be like, why the fuck are we doing this? Well, we got 6,000 fucking customers on their shit. How come they're not, bending over? I'd rather not, because it's just going to rock the boat. Just bought a Gen 3R for my 17 and the Gen 2R head unit just to play with. I've had a couple Whipple, but never had a TVS. Bryson Witt is about to put his TVS on his shit. Bryson, it's going to change your world. That 2650 power delivery on a 2.4 pulley versus your Gen 3 2.9, not even close. Oscar AA says, Dímelo, tío. Finally watched your podcast on Street Alpha. I can't get over the thumbnail. Such a cool podcast. The thumbnail with me in it? Yeah, it's crazy. Dude, I used to rush home to watch baseball games in the afternoon back in the steroid era. Best baseball ever. So, if you're a baseball fan, like diehard baseball fan, you remember that the Baltimore Orioles had a center fielder that hit 50 home runs, Brady Anderson. Rafael Palmeiro, at 87 years old, would hit 40 home runs every year. Manny Ramirez would hit 330, 42 home runs, 120 runs batted in for 8 years straight. Then you had Canseco hitting balls that they shouldn't be hit, even at an older age. Like, he was super jacked. He was with the Yankees for a millisecond, and that was the biggest man I've ever seen wear a baseball uniform. Canseco with Yankees. I've never seen a bigger person. Aaron Judge looks like a fucking wimp compared to what Canseco looked like. Big ass 6'4" Cuban motherfucker. This was a man. Okay, this guy was like just so big, just ridiculous. And he hit a ball into, like, I don't know, Queens.
Surfer, sort of a comic book hero, huge, muscular. Whoa! Wow, did he crush that one? Jose Canseco off the facade of the.
Yeah, never again, right? So when I would watch Sammy Sosa, I'd watch Mark McGwire. Now, this is the funny thing, right? Bo Jackson was ahead of his time. Bo Jackson was what steroid guys were. Bo Jackson, now, I don't know Bo Jackson, but in college he was running fast. He was just a freak athlete. Played football too. He was so ahead of his time that when evolution caught up to his ability, it was the juiced era. Ken Caminiti. Think of these names. Google these names. Brady played right field? No, Brady played center field. Brady, center field, Orioles. Brady played center field. Brady Anderson. He played center field. Yep. Brady Anderson, full name, Yeah, he played center field for a while. Yep. He spent the majority of his career, according to Wikipedia, don't fuck with me, Craig Walls. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me with baseball. I'm a little older than you. American former baseball player, blah, blah, blah. He spent the majority of his career as a center fielder and he hit 50 home runs one year. The steroid era, Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds. Look up these names and look at them in their peak. Bagwell, Ken Caminiti, Canseco, Bonds. Hell, Roger Clemens at 40 was throwing 95. Right? Oh, he's a horse. Fuck steroids. Stop it. HGH, whatever. That was a freak. Alex Rodriguez was hitting, 500-foot bombs with weird swings. So that's why you appreciate people like Ken Griffey Jr. That's why you appreciate Pedro Martinez. When you see how great Pedro Martinez was in the steroid era, he had a 1.5 ERA for 2 years. Pedro was so good that in the steroid era, he was pretty untouchable. Mike Jordan Slade for the White Sox. Madonna, Juan Canseco's babies. Yo, Alex, how are you, young man? What's up, car guy, Mike? Alex, in your honest opinion, do you think Ford can rebuild its reputation, restore trust, and bring lost customers back to the fold? Absolutely, Jack Kennedy. But I look at it as a diehard follower of Ford. I never liked the shit that... I don't like Jim Farley's way of moving. I just don't like it. Now, I didn't pay attention to my 30s because I'm a dumbass. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But now when you have a little... And again, I'm a nobody, right? Who gives a fuck? No, I'm totally not influential. Nobody listens to me. But when you see how good businesses are run and you see the leadership, there's a direct correlation in what the leadership instills on the rest of the team. And he comes across as smug and fake to me. Ex-Porsche guy. Full stop. When was the last time you saw a cool Porsche guy? You're the same age, I know, Craig, but how dare you? How dare you not know that Brady Anderson was a center fielder? I watched every Red Sox game from 1992 all the way to 2010. Every fucking game. So I saw them play everyone in the East Coast, and they played Baltimore all the time. And every time he'd come in, I'm like, this little skinny lefty is hitting balls that, just way too far. So when you see, that's why I don't like Patrick Bet-David. I don't like the PBD podcast, Patrick Bet-David, because he comes across as a sleazy insurance salesman. And then you figure out that's how he made his money, right? Sleazy insurance pyramid scheme shit. So I'm like, okay, so then when you see Farley show up, he looks like an entitled Porsche guy. I don't want that running forward. I want a businessman running forward. I want a badass, someone who is the best at what he does. Tell me, what did Jim Farley do to earn a CEO spot at Ford? Come on, stop it. Dale Strawberry Cocaine. David Ortiz, also another steroid guy. Again, too big, too fast. And again, not steroid in the sense of, see, you guys think steroids means you have to abuse it. No, steroids generally, if administered and you test your blood and you maintain your levels like testosterone replacement therapy. If you are on TRT and you want to maintain a level that you had in your 20s, well, you go to the doctor, you do blood work, and he checks you out, and then he maintains you by certain dosages. If you're doing the bro workout and you're at the Crunch Fitness and you're just stabbing your butt, stabbing your quad, stabbing your, between your toes, that you can abuse it. Yes, can you have short-term gains? Absolutely. But if you want longevity and like more of a structured recovery with higher testosterone and other stuff mixed in there, you can be fresh every day, meaning you feel energetic. A 160 game season or so, by game 90, your arm's about to fall off. I did 3 games one weekend when I played tournament baseball in Massachusetts. My arm was about to fall off. I can't imagine playing 160. I couldn't imagine how Cal Ripken did it. How the fuck did Cal Ripken play as many games as he did in a row? It's crazy. Bro, I believe the fastest 40-yard dash dude was a freak. Man, Babe Ruth back in the day. Bartolo Colon's home run's hilarious. Imagine being the guy that Bartolo Colon took deep. What would Babe Ruth drive these days for a car? Oh, it has to be a Cadillac or Rolls Royce, something big. Astronauts get free vets in the 60s. Henderson, the Man of Steel. Ford went to hell when Mullally left. So maybe you guys that are a little older than me and were aware of the previous CEO, maybe you understand a business acumen better than I do. But when I look at Jim Farley, like I wouldn't work for Jim Farley. He doesn't instill confidence. He doesn't instill, what's the word? Confidence. I feel he is inept. I feel he is up in front of his skis. I feel like he's just kind of like not really leading. I think he's just reacting. Take that, Elon Musk. Like, so imagine you are so short-sighted that you take your F-150 and then you put an electric motor in it. Call it a name that was a sweetheart of hot rodders everywhere, the Lightning. The Ford Lightning name was reserved for a 32 valve, previously 351. So it was a hot rod truck. So everyone goes, hot rod truck. Lightning's coming back, hot rod truck. Nope. Electric F-150, forever ruining the name Lightning. And then he goes out there and flexes on the most preeminent engineer of our time, Elon Musk, and takes a dig at him. Literally
Take my ass, Elon Musk.
Unbelievable going.
Take my ass, Elon Musk.
Why? Why would you rattle the cage like that? Then the Cybertruck comes out and there goes that. How about them fucking apples? You got a head start with the F-150 Lightning. You delivered a subpar performing vehicle. The Cybertruck comes out probably a full year later and beats the ever-living shit out of it. And what do you think motivates an Elon Musk?
Take my ass, Elon Musk.
Someone making fun of him. And he probably secretly loves the fact that he's like, you dare go up against the king? A legit engineer? You should see what's coming out. And then he ruins the Lightning name. Ruins the Mustang name. What has happened during his tenure? Ruins the Mustang name by making it a Mach-E electric SUV. Ruins the Lightning name by making it an electric F-150, not a performance-oriented F-150. You think he didn't influence those decisions? You don't think he was creaming his butthole to make the GTD because he's an ex-Porsche guy? You don't think he was creaming his pants, getting ready so that Elon Musk could take his ass? And then he could be like, well, we're going to make something that's going to blow people's minds. A $300,000 limited production Mustang built by a third-party company in Canada, the 51st state. Unbelievable. Alex, I'm drinking mojito in a can. Not too bad. Why are you telling me? Sammy Sosa, Moises Alou, Chicago Cubs era was a good time. Haven't enjoyed baseball since then. Remember Alex played in the Cape Cod League? No, I did not play in the Cape Cod League. I played just Tri-County Baseball, Western Mass. Plus the travel schedule. Yeah, Nolan Ryan, Silent Killer, 8-year-old Babe Ruth, drinking cocaine, Coca-Cola, the real shit. Dependability. No. That's not the word, Connor. It's competence. I think Jim Farley is incompetent. He's a DEI pleaser. On 19 GT50, can you boost the running 85 in the stock fuel system? Yes, with twin booster pumps and a 1000cc injector. His hairpiece says it all. Jim Farley looks like he wears sunglasses inside. Anyone that wears sunglasses inside is a bitch. The Lightning should have gotten a GT500 motor. That would have been badass. And now people think that the Ford Raptor R still not tunable. Still not tunable. And people are like, oh, I'm going to get a 1,000 horsepower Whipple on it. A what? A what? It's got a TVS on it. Port that. You're going to put a Whipple on it? With a Whipple tune? And on the dyno, it'll make more power. But then when you go to a sand dune or something, the rotors go, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. This is Bank 1 rotor. How you doing? Bank 2 rotor. How you doing? Everything's good? Yeah, everything's good. It reminds me of the Kenny Bell days. The Kenny Bell, in my most humble of opinions, liquid-cooled jargon was, in my opinion, for clearance. So just what happens when you take a top mount blower like a VMP TVS or Roush TVS, old Whipple, whatever, Whipple, intercooler on the bottom, and you put an ice bag on top of the case, and then you make a pull. Well, guess what? The case is now cold, and what happens when things are cold? They shrink. The rotors are pushing air through, there's resistance, and that causes heat. So what grows? The rotors grow. There's a very tight tolerance between the rotors and the case. And if you cool the case, the rotors will grow and rub on the aluminum of the case. Kenny Bell probably had very tight tolerances and said, we need maybe the growth of the rotors, the rate of growth of the rotors overcomes the expansion of the case. But by putting antifreeze through it, meaning coolant, 180 plus degree coolant, the warmth of that coolant expands the case. So if you are not a fucking retard and you read on a Kenny Bell supercharger, liquid cooled, what liquid is cooling it? Oh, the coolant of the car. What's the coolant temp of the car at operating temperature? 190 to 200 degrees. So I look at it and I go, liquid cooled or preheated? Preheated. Why? Maybe at what the rotor rate of growth because of the heat thermal expansion is greater than the case expansion. So they precondition the case by heating it, expanding it so that there's plenty of clearance. When you go what? They don't rub. Stop it. Please stop it. Alex don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. Alex doesn't know what he's talking about. Fuck you. No other channel is going to give you information like that. No, they're not going to explain it to you like that. They're not going to break it down to you like that. Why? Because they don't understand it. They don't understand it. When my 20C is done, I think I want to sell it. Gets rid of all cars also. Alex, is it possible having a rolling anti-lag on a stack Gen 1 computer? No, not available yet. I was going to try to defend the GTD, but you killed it. It's shit. Sunglasses at night isn't bad. Yeah, okay. Turvy out there, I'm not going to listen to you. Love you, but it's just your car knowledge is just null and void. You have a Taquache truck. They have a chance to touch shrinkage. When I get into cooled pool, my balls shrink also. So Sean Official says, in my opinion, Whipple did it right, extremely wrong with the 2.3 side mount for Silverados back in the day. Good way to screw up the blower. Exactly. That's right. Says you're right in the instructions. Do not put ice on top of the lid. So when people say, I want 1,000 horsepower Raptor R, what? What? You're trusting a Whipple tune? You better put headers on that bitch. Oh, I'm gonna try to do you guys a solid. Leave the 2650 and the stock tune in the Raptor R. Please, please, please. The moment you put a Whipple on it, shit's gonna happen. Bet me on that stuff. 180 degrees, but the IATs are 200. Exactly. Kenny Bell is that toaster. Notre Dunk says TDP Mac. It's all in the tolerances. I'm telling you, it's one of those things where I looked at it and I immediately laughed. I go, wait a minute. Okay, remember what's his name? The guy that the stand that wanted to be together. He's on the West Coast. He's the one that thought that a smaller crank pulley gave you more boost. He goes, all right, guys, we're going to get the Corvette ready for more boost. Smaller pulley, you know what that means? More boost. Smaller crank pulley, you know what that means? More boost. I go, no, wait, what? What'd you say? You said a smaller crank pulley produces more boost. Do you know how? Okay, so he would use that tagline. Oh, Whipple's way better than TVS. Whipple's way better than TVS. It's liquid cooled. I go, oh my God. Nut Rider. That's right. Nate Ryder. He was like, it's liquid cooled. It's better. And then I started going, okay, let me look this up. Kenny Bell liquid cooled. Images. So that's a twin screw, right? It's not a roots. It's a twin screw. Okay, so yeah. What the fuck is this? I'm looking for like a Kenny Bell and to see where it says liquid cooled and then what line is cooling it. There's two lines going off, and I think these are, I don't know what the fuck they are. I hope they're not. I'm trying to look for one that doesn't have an ice tank in it. Kenny Bell liquid cooled. Kenny Bell liquid cooled. Bro. Could you imagine having this on your car? Oh, could you imagine? Just, don't get me wrong. Some of these Kenny Bells make big power, like the 4.5 or 4.7, whatever. They make power. But just, and it sounds phenomenal. I'm not going to lie. They sound phenomenal. The Kenny Bell, but imagine you put this on your car. It says liquid cooled on it. And you and I both know this motherfucker. Oh, what is this? Okay, so that's the port that okay, so where's the coolant lines coming from? Right here. So like I need to see where the coolant lines are. They make them for the, bro, that's embarrassing. They make them for the Hellcat or the Dodge platform. Oh, ta-da! There you go. Perfection. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see where the lines that liquid cool, wow, okay, that liquid cool the supercharger come from. Well, son of a bitch, the radiator overflow. So you get it from your cylinder head temp, right? Oh my Lord. Whoa. Oh my God, this is just phenomenally bad. Where's the feed? That's the feed? And then it returns and it equalizes and it comes back. Oh my God, it preheats. There you go. Proof's in the pudding. Liquid cooled. How is it being cooled? Engine coolant. How hot is engine coolant? 180 to 200 degrees. Don't take it from me. Take it from the fucking photo I just showed you. All Whipple tunes come with free cat deletes. That's funny. I wear my sunglasses at night, but it spins faster. Whipple tunes equals cat deleter. I mean, the cat deleter? The hard R deleter?
We have an MBRP resonator deleter.
Deleter. Deleter. Deleter. Deleter.
We have an MBRP resonator deleter.
Deleter.
We have an MBRP resonator
Deleter.
We have an MBRP resonator
Deleter. I can't do it right. Let me see. Let me see. It's not coming off right. Let's see. Okay. Okay, here we go. There we go. Here we go. Let's do it again.
We have an
MBRP resonator deleter. There it is. There it is. I hit it. I hit it. I just needed to get in character to hit that fucking deleter. Fucking stupid. Strap-on rider. Imagine Alex, you putting out a tolerance bearing on the big pumps Pikachu phase. The line from the block goes to the blower, then into the radiator. Oh, Lord, what a shit show. What an absolute shit show that was. Nate Ryder does have some nice cars, though. Yeah, I think he's got a Mustang, a Cobra, and I think that's it. I don't watch his shit. Do you trust stock cats on a 224 Mustang with a Gen 6 Whipple? No. Oh, fuck. On a GT500, the fans don't kick on until 220. That shit is hot. That hard R. Deleter. Pick you up, Deleter. That's interesting that new folks come in with the same questions every week. Welcome to 2024. Bend your wrist like something broke and then try it again. You got to spit when you say Deleter. Deleter. Oh, bro, man. How much debt though? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much debt Homeboy's into. Look, I don't want to pocket watch this shit. I mean, I can make a pocket watching segment. Everyone's in debt. Like, y'all think your favorite YouTuber doesn't owe money to somebody? You think people are making that much money on YouTube? No. Everything is a payment thing. Nobody doles out cash. So if you bring in $400,000 a month, you could probably afford a badass house, a badass rig, a badass couple of cars. 400,000 on a 2-3 million, $4 million sub channel. Yeah, come on, stop it. Easy. And merch and all this bullshit. Come on. Easy money. Juan, welcome to the show. You must be new here. Exactly. What is the best setup for roll racing? What is the best setup for roll racing? You must be new here, bro. Five Amari. Why do you want... If you build a drag car and you roll race it, what would be the difference? Like most guys that drag race and the car runs really well in a quarter mile, they go out to the street and they roll race and it does equally as well. So I don't think you should be thinking about building a car for roll race unless you want to omit stuff. Let's get into this a little bit. If you're going to build a car for roll racing, you can omit items that would usually break on a hard launch. But the build process is the same. You want weight transfer, you want a sticky tire, you want a certain power delivery, right? Depending if it's stick or auto. So you build it the same. The only difference, in my opinion, building a drag car versus a roll car is the parts that are stressed out during a launch can be omitted on a roll race situation. If it's an S550, axles. If it's an S197, you probably never have to build your rear end because you're never going to hook hard enough on the street to break it. Or you'll break some parts, you'll stress out the pinion, or it'll simply spin. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people think, I got to build it. No, the moment you spin, you have now basically added a fuse to a vehicle. So then you're like, how do I build it for roll racing? The same way as drag racing, except you omit the parts that will make it, will break during a hard launch. That's all. And I don't want to say it's easier to build a drag car, but a roll car. But at the end of the day, the only thing you're not doing is installing parts that'll break during a hard launch. That's all. Been watching for a couple months. You got it, Juan. No problem. How you going to ask that? LOL. Juan finna run that E30. What is the best setup for roll race? You already got that. That's okay. We have to learn some stuff. That's why YouTubers do giveaways. Yeah, giveaways are a scam to me. Because it's a scam. Now, people say, Alex, yours is a scam. No, sometimes I never do giveaways. And you pay a monthly nut. I say I prioritize the members because they pay a monthly nut. But I don't say join, and after you join, I say I will prioritize the members. But if a non-member gives me an answer before a member, they're going to get the prize. I'm not a fucking weirdo like that. And this is probably the only channel that is never going to do a giveaway. Okay, if I'm going to do a giveaway, I'm going to give it away. I'm going to say, here's a car. Thank you for... You guys have provided me the ability to build cars that I thought I could never build. And obviously, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to this game. I started making pretty serious money in my 40s. So that's kind of when you get your head out of your ass and you're like, okay, this could be a thing. So I'm appreciative. So that's why I get people to give away stuff. I give you stuff. I gave SVT a $2,000 set of headers minus the H-pipe. I gave Bryson Witt crank support. Other manufacturers want to work with me, and I give you guys free stuff. Now, to say, I'm going to build a vehicle and do a giveaway, each shirt provides you 5 entries. No, that to me makes me cringe. But it's a money-making scheme. You make a shirt, you sell 5, 6, 7, 8,000 of them, or maybe 10,000. That's a lot of fucking shirts. And then, you know, I have a stupid Steve Morris shirt in my closet that reminds me never to do that again. I look at that shirt every fucking day in the closet to remind me how stupid I was to buy the shirt. To get a giveaway on an 800 horsepower big block. Thank God I didn't win it. Probably would have broken that too. I break everything. That cream pie cookie is looking bussin'. Just look at Turvy. He lives in a Meemaw single wide, but he has a thriving channel and the biggest neck breaker on the internet. Speaking of giveaway, PMAS giveaway tonight? No, sir. Every cookie was delivered, even the free draggies. Exactly. 50 Mari, do you haul? Okay. Road racers without clothes. Chirping 5th on a Whipple 10R80 is pretty dark. Getting ready to go to the Fountain Blue. God bless. You guys, Happy New Year's. What's Fountain Blue? To the Fountain Blue. Is that a restaurant or something? But Alex, you're my favorite YouTuber. Maury probably thought he came across as a samurai. This show was the best thing to happen to Turvy. Absolutely. Turvy would be nowhere. The 85 views that he gets on his channel, he better think that us. No one would have ever come across. I think, who was it that told me about his channel? Some guy on Instagram to go check this guy out. This guy's like out in left fucking field. And again, let's give everyone a Turvy update, so we can see what he's doing to give him another 100 views. Turvy out there racing. Just check out the fucking haircut, bro. Just check out the haircut. I'm like, yo.
All right, what's going on, everybody? I have an end of the year video.
So what happened? Did your vision get bad like in the last 4 months? What the fuck is this haircut, bro? This is like the Caesar. Pull that shit back. Are you going bald? Where's your hairline?
Going over some of the stuff that I've done for the past couple months.
What the fuck is that? He's got the snake shit though. Still got number 2. You got an earring. Right? What the fuck is happening here? There's just so much to take in.
I've done some work to my truck, done some work to my car, and I picked up some more tools and equipment along the way.
This son of a bitch is going to try to make his own headers. Listen, again, guys, listen. There are headers on the market right fucking now for $300 or maybe $150. Long tubes that will fit his motor in that chassis. It will bolt up. This son of a bitch wants to make his own headers.
I'm trying to not.
I can't. I can get to about 3, but I want to show you that this guy is serious about making his own fucking headers. Bro, look at So you have an SN, right?
I want to pursue it, but it's just an idea for right now. But
why? 300. The price of this and the price of this welder probably could have allowed you to buy headers for. Okay,
I got an air.
Oh my god, I'm looking it up. Let me see. SN SBF headers. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Everyone, come over here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. SBF 351 headers, and I bet you is for like 2004 Mustangs. Because it's a fucking Fox body. It's just a longer Fox body. Let me see. I know there was one here. Small block Ford Windsor. 79 to 04. 79 to 04. 79 to 04, hooker header, $712. Dynatech, 79 to 04, small block Ford, long tube headers from UPR, $600. Nope. Let's just make headers. Let's just make fucking headers. Let's just make headers. Like a fucking retard, bro. Making headers from scratch. is diabolical when you have a fucking 225 horsepower 302 in there. Diabolical. Like, your brain, when you pass, has to be studied. Has to be studied. That shit was right there. Oh my God, stop. New Edge 3, they already make the header. Starting a side business. Making headers for New Edge 302 swaps. They already make it. This guy is unbelievable. Your brain has to be weighed. It has to be studied. It has to, you got to put 12 volts to it to see if it actually terminates end to end. It is unbelievable. Never seen a stick welded headers. He said in that video, what I want to do is I want to put the welder in the back of the truck, but not like the big rigs have, you know. I just want to have it. Listen to this.
My equipment going, so basically I can have like a rig type truck.
Sorry. I guess I got to show you because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for him. Let's back it up a little bit. Say it again.
On a cheaper budget, and I can always equipment going, so basically I can have like a rig type truck on a cheaper budget, and I can always remove it. So instead of riding around with 700, 800 pounds in the bed of my truck, then I can just, you know, take it out on a whim.
He wants to be like those F450, F350 welding rigs. He literally F450 welding truck. He's talking about this. Let me see. Like, this is like big baller shit. Like, I'm not TikTok. Fuck you, TikTok. Suck my dick, TikTok. He's like, oh, you know, I want to be one of these guys. You know, I'm gonna be like this, but on a budget. You know, I see these trucks out there in Midland, and they're like out in the oil fields, and they got the welding rig in the back. But I'm gonna do it at I'm gonna scale the operation so I can take it out on a whim in case somebody wants me to do headers at their house. That's right. I'd rather not drive around with a 200-pound welder in the back. But when I get called, I can just throw the welder in the back and head over to someone's house with my tungsten grinder and my AC/DC arc welder and TIG up a set of headers for a small block Ford Fox body, the most common shit in the history of shit. He has to be studied. And then we see the Tacuache mobile. Dude, just check out the stud on the fucking air filter, man. Just check out the stud on the air filter. Even YouTube don't want me to fucking see it. YouTube don't want me to see it. YouTube's like, nah, fuck that. The servers are going to explode. You can't show you that shit. Servers are going to explode. Yeah, look at it. Servers going to explode, bro. Look at it. It don't even want to play it. It said, fuck you. Fuck this guy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody look at this. Where the fuck is? Let me see the stud. I want to see that stud, bro. Oh my God. YouTube is absolute garbage. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, it's just been so fucking slow lately. Oh, it's your bit rate. Bit rate? Fuck it. I'm streaming right now. No bitrate problems. Zero drop frames.
So I didn't know that this was going to be an issue with my...
Oh, we did.
Hitting the hood.
And just... okay. Oh my God, I'm streaming at nothing, and it's still fucking...
It is... hitting way at the back.
No, let's see that stud. Let's see that stud, bro. Did he upload this with Insta? He still has the InShot. He never even paid for the fucking software.
Air filter like this, but if it's gonna cause me fitting issues,
you gotta see the stud, guys. You gotta see the stud. A carburetor.
All the way now.
Look at the fucking stud, bro.
I had to get a 4-inch element because the 3-inch was hitting the car.
Look at that fucking...
But I need to figure out this air cleaner stud situation.
What is that? What is that? What is that? Is that your power steering pump? Bro, what is that? What is that?
And then I just got...
What the fuck is that?
The front end of the motor done. So
it's done?
I got my timing pointer in.
This is done? Holy shit, bro. Yeah, I'm just going to be able to throw the rig in the back and then, like, go to your house and TIG up a set of headers. Yo, this guy is diabolical. It's unreal. YouTube been tripping for a while now. Yeah, it sucks. The air filter, is that ARP head stuff for the filter? Definitely Eastern Bloc. He's taking the bed off. Pipe fitter truck, right. The leaks around the weld will surely add horsepower. Great idea on the tungsten grinder. You're going to need it. He might be doing to learn a skill. Connor, I don't think you understand this guy. Turvy, can Alex make you a U-joint, but he don't need to see YNs make it? Oh, if you know what a YN is. Holy shit, unreal. Pretty sure the regulator can't be on the firewall, so he'll fail tech inspection if he ever makes it to a race. That tank is the coolant reservoir. You know, could you imagine your build is worse than a stock Fox body layout? Could you imagine you go out of your way to custom build a car and you would have been way better off buying a bone stock Fox body? Unbelievable. Zip ties in the engine bay. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Open Motor says it's done. Gotta love him. He's always good for a laugh. You need a shit ton of argon to back purge for TIG welding. Hey, JDILSX47. Look, I've already looked everything up. All I need is a inverter, like a Schumacher inverter. I plug it into my cigarette lighter because I still have a cigarette lighter on this truck. And then I can simply just TIG weld very slowly. And this is going to be my TIG welding truck. Everyone, I'm just getting started. It's just for now because I'm so busy, but this is going to be my TIG welding truck.
Pretty beefy.
Pretty beefy.
I want to do a 0.3 drop on it.
What?
Just so that way I can get the wheel gaps looking nice and even on there. Because the rear end does stick up kind of high.
Guys, I want you guys to get really close to your screens. He's got a Summit sticker on the bed. Okay, that's not what the truck's pretty clean, I'll admit. But I want you to count how many spacers you think there's in the back.
So between the two wheels and tires, the proportions are exactly the same, even though the rear is bigger. So if you crunch the numbers, the rears are identical to the and shit. So these ride a lot better.
These are declines. Declientes? What the fuck are these? CLINTE.
They're a lot more responsive.
And Neclint? What tire brand is that?
But the brakes can't seem to
declined. Like the credit card.
keep up. Now, whenever it comes to the rears...
Okay. What am I looking at there?
350.
Is that 2 inches of spacer? Is that what I'm looking at, guys? Like, help me out. Am I looking at 2 inches of spacer?
1840 RZ 21s. These are actually for a Mercedes, like a GLS 400, 450.
Oh.
And I had to get them.
I bet you he says that exact same line at a meet. Where'd you get those wheels? This is for a GLX 450 Mercedes. Oh. You know what'd be cool? You know what'd be cool with that truck? A 6-cylinder with Mercedes CLX 460, 400 with 2 3/4 inch spacer in the back. A welding rig.
Adapted to fit. And so
adapted to fit.
The rear is 6 inches wider. And
that stud is screaming. Wait. This is the stud every time he takes off. Poor stud. Rest in peace, studs.
To get the fit.
What the fuck does that say? Oh, come on. What is happening?
The rear is 6 inches wider and the front is 4 inches wider. To get.
Does that say cherry bomb, guys? Does that say cherry bomb? Logo. Yep, it says cherry bomb. Oh, fuck me, man.
The fitment that I want. And the only way that I would really...
Nelinte. Or is it an R? R-E-L, relent? Repent? What the fuck tire is this? Is it a D? Delinte? Relente? Or Nelinte? Wow. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Turvy Out There Racing. Shout out to Turvy Out There. Shout out to you, brother. You are wonderful. You're just the best. The whole wheels are worth more than his whole that cherry bomb. Oh, how many spaces do you want? I'll take everything you got in the auto zone. Well, with 2 inches of spacer, you get a free cherry bomb sticker. Say less. That's definitely cherry bomb. It's a 6 to 5 bolt adapter hub. Oh my lord. Delinte. Delinte tires. Oh boy. Gentlemen, these tires are probably made, these are retreads, I think. Delinte tires from $108. There's not a $200 Delinte tire. I don't think that exists. Oh boy. Oh, could you imagine? Oh my lord, just wonderful. I mean, I'm telling you, like when we like dissect someone's life like that, and you're like, wow, I'm glad I'm not that person. Like when you're doing bad, right? You're doing real bad in life. Man, I don't got the fucking Viper I want, man. I'm not able to like redo the kitchen, and I'm not going to be able to, like go on that family vacation. 2024 was tough. And then you look at Delinte tire V6 welding rig with 6 lug to 5 lug conversion on and he's looking to make small block forward headers that currently exist on a 79 to 04 car. They currently exist. They make them. They're available. You can just buy them. Yeah, this is unreal. He got staggered lugs as well and the wheels. Damn, I need me a channel review shout out, says Jackpot Jen. Last chat for 2024 is hilarious. I'd rather have a pair of Linglongs. Linglongs are legit. Yeah, Delinte. Oh my God. Delinquent? Delinquent tires. China, bro. I have some of those on my scooter. Are those better than Linglongs? I don't think they're better than Linglongs. Linglong tires. Linglong tire. Let's go. $57. What the fuck is this tire made of? The Linglong Sport. The Linglong Lion Sport. There's a Linglong Lion Sport tire, guys. Ultra high performance all season Linglong from $50. $57, $49. The Linglong Crosswinds are $177. Shit, bro. This is ridiculous. $65, $56, $242. Shit, I'd rather get some Pirelli P0s. Sheesh, bro. Unbelievable. Those studs are just screaming. Just kill me. I would have definitely kept the 6 lug. Please don't drive that thing on the highway. Does Turvy live in Mission, Texas? Build looks familiar. That shit, slow 99. That shit is over. That shit we talked about, that made fun of Lund. Se acabó el party. Sheesh. Fafo. What is your occupation nowadays, Turvy? I think he's still working at Shell. My grandma's got a set of Delinte on her mobility scooter. Definitely sounds like that black guy who fries the chicken at Popeyes. Wow. When you're doing real bad dreaming about that 2-2 apartment upgrade, this is what we got to bring back bullying. Big Wang are pretty decent. Missed the show. Fuck my life, says Slick Rick. Put the Linglong Crosswinds on Donnie hooker headers. Alex, what's the outline for 2025? Running ZR1, Donnie back built motor, GT500 Run 8s, sold into a Fox. Yes, and yes. Okay. I received good news today. Can't really give too much away because I want to debut it once it's all running. Last day of the year, had a good long phone call with someone that's providing parts. I asked them about ZR1 stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, we want some of that. We want to fucks with the ZR1." And I was like, "The GT500, I'm waiting on a blower. So until that blower comes back, I'm just sitting. So can I take that power adder and put it on the GT500? It's ready to go right now. It's done. It's got to put a power adder in it. I already got fuel system. It's got everything. Power adder, make boost. It's a low compression illuminator, so I'm not expecting a lot of horsepower, but if we can get into the 8s with a lot of boost, I'm down." And then he hit me up and gave me some great news, so we'll talk about that. So the goals for 2024 is this. I'm going to take some of your advice and see if I can weld the block. One ear broke, but I don't know the rest of the block. The block didn't break in the middle. Just the mounting ear broke on the passenger side, and the starter mount broke on the mounting ear on the driver's side broke, and starter mount on the passenger side broke, and the case is junk on the 6R80. Get a new 6R80, new case. I'm going to see if Jake co-signs on welding it because it's the starter mount and one mounting ear. So weld them up because the parts are still there. Like they're still hanging on by a thread. So if I can get those welded up, get a new case, get a carbon fiber drive shaft in there with brand new U-joints. I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going to send it out, new U-joints, get everything redone, balance the whole 9 yards and bring it back. Keep going on the NA shit. And then power adder can be on Donnie around summertime so that fall, that winter coming up, or even during the summer, we'll see. I can fucks with it and we'll see how deep I can get into it with the stock motor. But now that motor's welded with ears, I might push it because I don't think that motor's going to get sold to anybody if I have welded ears on it. So I might push that motor as hard as I can until it blows up, right? Like this is sacrificial lamb with boost. But NA, I still got a couple of things I want to fucks with. Have you seen the Mucho Macho tires? I have not seen Mucho Macho tires. There's no way Turvy's not a troll. Retro Fox, good morning. Checking in late. Frank the Tank, well, that's a no. What does it matter to have a tailor-made headers? You're not going to make enough power for it to matter. Exactly. I don't even understand. Stop. Turvy, you are... Buy headers, please. Buy headers. Buy headers. You're not going to make anything better than what BBK, Flowtech, Hooker can make right now. You're not. You're not. The fitment's going to suck. It's going to be stupid. It's going to look stupid. And it's going to extend your build process by another 3 months. Buy headers. Turvy can weld the block. That's what PBH had sitting around, if I remember. Oh, A Wheeler. You should be good. SVT Mile Power says, don't do anything to the broken pieces. Leave everything as is and just get them as clean as possible. Correct. I'm not going to take them out. I'm just going to take the transmission out. Make sure the pieces are still in there. And then if I can get a competent aluminum welder in there and fuck around, I'll just throw a new trans in there and then see how long it lasts. I know a guy with a sick welding rig who can do it. You just can't breathe down his neck for it to get done quickly. Hell yeah, I dig it. Appreciate you and all the AMRI members. Thank you, Dixon225. Random, did you see boxing is going to use AI judges? Yes. So, I think, forget AI judges. I think that's stupid. I think what should happen is live judging. They dabbled with live judging, but boxing is such a corrupt sport. I think what should happen after every round of boxing, the scores are up. So let's say round 1, you're jabbing, it's kind of like a stalemate, blah, 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 blah. One judge sees it 10-9 for you, 2 other judges sees it 10-9 for the other guy. So you're down a round. So you sit down on the stool and you look at the score and you go, oh shit, I didn't win that round? Well, let me step it up. So then let's say if it's a 10-round fight, a non-championship fight, let's say you're sitting in the stool and you're down and you need a knockout. You need a knockout. In football, if you're down by 10, you need a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal to win, or at least 2 touchdowns, whatever. In basketball, if you're down by 6 points, you need 2 threes to tie. If you're down by 7 points, you need 2 threes to tie, and then, get the ball back and stop it, and you can do the math. In boxing, you don't know. You feel you're winning. So I think there should be open scoring. Round 1, shit, I lost that round. Go back out there, pop, 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 change some things. Oh shit, I won that round. So then open scoring will keep the judges a lot more honest, because people will boo. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Not even close. The problem with open scoring is that people will be like breathing down the judge's neck. Bro, you better make that shit right, because that your eyes aren't seeing it. So I think open scoring before AI is better than anything. I love how Turvy types a paragraph and Alex doesn't even read it. We used to run Mucho Macho drift tires when they were cheap, no traction, but hold up pretty well. Make any progress on the brake booster? No. I like how you think I'm like, oh, I just new brake boosters in. No, I got to get the bell housing done. Once the bell housing is done and the engine is in, you got to get the motor mounts done. Once you know where you got to fall, then you got to start clearancing things. I don't think I'll be able to dimple the existing booster because it'll fuck up the diaphragm, but I should be able to find a master. But the problem is they don't make master cylinder kits. You have to like make something like on a Fox body. So I might have to make something or find a plate that fits the bolt pattern of the C6 and then put a strange master cylinder on it. But the problem is I don't want to reconfigure the lines everywhere. New fucking lines all over the fucking place. Fuck that. So I want to try to find something that I can still bolt up the stock shit to, just have a manual version of it, or modify the current one I have. AKA open scoring, live scoreboard will introduce some interesting strategies. Every other sport has a scoreboard for teams to strategize to make sense for it to be open and honest. Great shirt, by the way. It really brings out your eyes. Thank you, Jack Kennedy. Alex, can you weld the missing ear up to like the 3D printer when they drill the holes will be stronger, and instead of trying to pull old pieces back? Yeah, I'm not gonna get too fancy, bro. This is just a Gen 1. Let's not get too fancy. Like you've said before, sports with fully obvious wins are best. I do cast engine components that way. I thought you already had the measurement dimension to work from. I don't really. I have to, once you bolt up the bell housing to the motor, then you can start clearancing, because that's not gonna move. The correlation between the motor and the transmission is not gonna change. So then you start going, I need to clearance here, I need to clearance here, I need to clearance there. We got the measurements basically to make the bell housing, but we don't have the bell housing in yet, which should be done Friday or maybe next Monday. Jake kicked ass on it, just phenomenal. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that in, and then see what I have to clearance. Fox body guys use a Hydro Boost setup from SN4 Cobra. I have that in my Fox, my Fairmont. Problem is, I don't think it'll bolt up to a Corvette. I don't want to have to change the fucking pedal. No, I want to get doesn't anyone make a bolt-in fucking manual brake conversion for a C6, dude? I can use if I got to redo the fucking lines that go into the ABS module, fuck my ass. No, thank you. How much of a pain is it to concentric electric Hydro Boost setup? It sounds expensive. Just to stainless braided line down to a T-fitting that connects to the factory rear lines. Rear lines, he says. This goes to an ABS block, you know. And run stainless braided line to a T-factory front lines. It goes to an ABS block, bro. This is just Gen 1. It's a Fox body. Exactly. Gorilla Glue solves all. Shut the fuck up, Turvy. Try Willwood. Just shut the fuck up. God damn it. You don't think I tried that? Fuck me. Did you try Willwood? TRZ makes a plate, but they don't have it on their website. So I'm going to call them when they're open again and go, hey, I'm converting a C6 Corvette to manual brakes. Sell me everything I need. That's it. Oh, you're going to have to redo the lines. Oh, fuck. Okay, fine. Unreal. But yeah, okay, so a couple minutes left. We'll get out of here. So it's been a good new year. A lot of stuff broke, but I've learned a lot of stuff. I've spent a lot of money, so Uncle Sam ain't getting shit next year. Thank God. But it's a lesson as to how much I can spend per year on projects versus what I'm going to owe Uncle Sam, and you know, everything will shake out properly. But I'm hoping not to spend as much as I spent this year on cars because it was over $50,000 in 1 year, just spending it on the cars. So I have to definitely, you know, make sure I don't spend that much, because it was fixing and, you know, unfucking people's shit, and it was mostly like chasing my tail. If the Corvette comes out and starts running in the first quarter or so, I'll be ecstatic. The GT500, if the phone call pans out like we had today, I think that'll be running this very, very soon, like get to the track ASAP. And then Donnie, if I can weld the ears back in, it'll be back in action sooner than later, and I can continue vetting the NA stuff and then move over to blower stuff, and hopefully I can do that sooner than later. But again, I'm one guy, so I'm going to try to get everything done as soon as possible. Again, guys, thank you so much for a wonderful year. 2024, we've learned a lot. I've learned who to not fuck with when it comes to engine building. I've learned that 5.4, 5.8, I don't trust anybody in the game. We have solidified that FFRE is the go-to people for Billy Badass Coyote stuff. And if not them, you get a Ford Racing Illuminator. And things in between, I wouldn't really fuck with. In my opinion, I wouldn't really go too crazy. If you're going to go Illuminator, it's going to spend $9 grand. If you're going to go Billy Badass, you're going to spend 14 grand or more on an FFRE short block or long block. So I've learned a lot. I learned a lot in the 5.4 game. I've swapped over my GT500 to a Coyote. I am Coyote swapping the ZR1. That's going to happen. And Donnie's going to get back up and running. And don't think that I've forgotten about the Fairmont. The Fairmont has gotten a fair amount of attention, but nothing video worthy. So I'm working on every project that I can while still kind of living a normal life. So again, guys, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've given me the ability to live a lifestyle I would have never dreamed of. Okay, I have a bunch of hot rod projects going around. I live in the most beautiful, most freest state in the country. I'm happy, healthy, doing good, working for Lund, kicking ass, building products, and hopefully this channel will continue to grow steadily but surely, because I'm not looking to make clickbaity stuff. I want to try to teach you guys as much as possible, and by breaking stuff, I actually learn. So it's been a good year for learning. Let's just put it that way. Again, guys, Happy New Year. Thank you very much for providing more support for the channel, the Patreon stuff, the members stuff, and just the regular watcher. You do more than, just by watching, clicking, and sharing the videos. It really matters. It really does. And you've helped this dumb Puerto Rican from Massachusetts life completely doing something I wouldn't never thought I would have ended up doing in my 40s. I would have thought I would have been, in the middle of a power plant, doing some shutdown work well into my 40s and 50s. But you guys have made it possible for me to enjoy my life and bring you some content while I learn some stuff about hot rodding. Have a good new year. Happy New Year. Be safe out there. I will see you guys on Thursday for YDBT Daily. And we're going to start off the new year in 2025 talking some shit with the people on Thursday. See you guys later. Happy New Year.